Hey everybody, this is the Titanic Gamer Dude here, and welcome back to, another Let's Play of mine. I'm going to be playing Mother Cognitive Dissonance. It takes place between Earthbound Beginnings, or Earthbound Zero Beginnings, which is the first installment in the Mother series, and this is going to be taking place it takes place after Earthbound Beginnings, and it takes place before Earthbound, so... The first star of the show is a Lenovar. He's a blue mook. Second star of the show is a Mr. Saturn. Just call him Colonel Saturn, and this is a bug-like alien. His name is Zarbel. And the last star of the show is Laurus, a starman. And then it asks us which flavor of Windows do we prefer. I prefer blueberry. Lenovar, Colonel Saturn, Zarbal, Laurus, Windows, Blueberry. Yes. This is actually going to be semi-blind because I've made it to about 4 chapters, and it says you press the arrow keys to move, examine objects, and confirm with Z, open the menu, and cancel with X. Other actions may sometimes use Shift. If you would like to use a gamepad, plug it in and launch the game again. Most hardware will work automatically. You press F12 to reset the game entirely, and press F4 to switch between windowed and full screen. So, not too long after Giegue's defeat, and it says deep space in the year 198X. Ship's log, day 68 in the month of bureaucracy in the year, 198X. Initiating video feed. Yep, this is at the ending of the first game, which, the plot of the first game is, It's a couple, one was George, there's a couple, the man was George, the woman was Maria. They were a pretty young couple till they got abducted by aliens, which is Giegue's race, and got taken back to his planet, and they raised him. George went behind Giegue's racist's back and was doing research on psi, which was their trademark abilities, which enabled them to, like, heal allies, deal damage, and control matter, basically. And Giegue's race didn't like that, but before they found out, he actually escaped. So I'm gonna type in 42 here, and hard mode has been activated. And I haven't been playing hard mode for long, but I'm just going to throw out some assumptions or some educated guesses, and from what it seems like, enemies have more HP. I have a feeling a lot of the fights are going to be redesigned to be more difficult, which they'll spice up the game. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, George managed to escape, and Giegue's race is just angry at the fact that this human being stole their research on psi. Let me read this first. Excerpt from mission log. The initial test had failed, proving to only create extreme aggression in Earth creatures. If I had been simply granted a few more weeks, I may have been able to eliminate this curse upon Earth and make its people into the intelligent creatures I know they could be, free of the rotten plague of feeling as opposed to thinking, emotion in place of reason, free of Earth's terrible curse. Let me just read this one. Excerpt from mission log. Somehow my impenetrable defenses fail. These 3 Earth children attacked me using something they could not have possibly known. This robot's very hard to avoid, by the way. Malfunctioning robot drew near. So just use incomprehensible zap. But, yeah. Basically, Giegue was forced to, stop loving his parents. Well, not stop loving per se, but he was forced to detach himself. Oh, I already used the reboot. What am I doing? And he was forced to put Mary, and what the Japanese text says is like he was forced to put Mary into a state of purgatory in which like her consciousness would exist. She would technically be alive, but she was like in a state of purgatory, and it was called Magicant, and it was a realm in which only her consciousness would exist, and everybody or most of the human beings and mostly every creature would just forget about her. Most of the creatures you knew about her, except him and a very few select others. So basically, a long, long time in the future, like a long, long time has passed and George is dead. He's already spread the knowledge of Psi across Earth, and only a very few select amount of Earthlings or human beings actually are able to learn and comprehend Psi. Chapter 1, Discovery. And the character you play as in 10 is George's great-great-grandson. So yep, we play as a mook here. Yeah, we can't save yet, but we basically have to leave the cave. And after all this time has passed, Giegue's forces finally decide to invade Earth and have an all-out assault and war against the planet Earth. And Ninten first wakes up and he gets attacked by his lamp because Giegue's influence causes animals and people to just go crazy. Not crazy, but to become aggressive. And it causes inanimate objects to spring to life and just do all type of weird, bizarre things and attack people. Animals in the zoo go crazy, and yeah. So it says, do you think you have gold stone zoom? We're supposed to bring it to us for sell thing. Ding ding. It says, go get Goldie from cave, buy paints, wonder wonder. Yeah, Mr. Saturn's talk really weird in this game, so I might not be able to pronounce everything appropriately and correctly. So yeah. But anyway, as you go to the game with Ninten, that game is very hard, by the way. Earthbound Zero is hard. That game is difficult but unfair. But yeah, so you know, meteor crashes and then yeah, it's hard to avoid this painting. It's really hard to avoid it, but you can avoid it. It says the murderous masterpiece rises creepily in front of you. So just use limbs. The battle system in this game is similar to like the Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6's battle system, in which there's a action gauge that has to fill, and then when it fills, you can do an attack. Ooh, peanut bar. Yay! So we need this gold stone to recruit the Mr. Saturn. And the enemies outside are going to be, yeah, the little bitty shrooms that were here are now alive. They're not really all that threatening. So the wiggling evil shroom. So we just use constrict on them. Usually they would have died there for the first constrict. But let's just do it again. Let's see their HP's doubled. Which, they're still not really all that threatening. I guess I can destroy another one. But, yeah, basically Ninten meets somebody named Anna who she saw him in, you know, her dreams, and, yeah, she just joins the group. Like, she joins the group after Lloyd, and Lloyd's like a cowardly person. He's, pretty much like, he fits the nerd archetype, but he's like really, really smart. He's practically a genius. And these are like 12-year-old kids. Why do I keep exiting out and exiting back in? That was not a good thing to do. So, yep. We get the Goldie, now we go to Garden, and, yep. Talked about a strange rock. We have to cut it here in about, yeah, 30 more seconds. That's fine, though. That's really, really fine. Alright. So the flowers come to life. Yep. So let me just cut it here. And I'm back. So, yeah, I think they're called like gem blooms. But, yeah, it says Ninja Gem Bloom. Yeah, I think the more characters you get the store, the gauge fills up because they don't want you too powerful. So the doing skill causes numbness when you use it. So, yeah. See, it's numb. What numbness does is it stops the combat gauge from moving for a couple of turns. Or it just stops it moving temporarily. See how slow the combat gauge is going? But, yeah, wrapped, that means you can't move, so it's gonna charge us. It's wrapped, whatever, I'll just attack this. Yeah, Alenivar's Constrict also does something similar to numbness, which the enemy is wrapped and can't really move, but they'll be able to move like in a few turns later, but it doesn't really matter. They're gone now. Yeah, lake water is really good because it restores 15 PP, which at this point in the game it's pretty good, and it's gonna stay viable until till like chapter 2. It might still be viable in chapter 2 actually. I don't know. Alright, Ninja Gem Blooms swoop down. Might have to run if things get too dicey, but definitely gonna, yeah, just get rid of one of them and, yeah, constrict. Yeah, I think we get like 50 save frogs. Yeah, 50 fuzzy frogs. Yeah, so here we can actually rest. I would actually recommend doing that because it restores all of your HP. Yeah, and resting restores your PP too. Thank goodness. So, the green flowers are actually green gem blooms, and they restore 30 HP, and it counters poison and nausea. Poison slowly saps your health away, and nausea prevents you from eating, which that can be an issue. So I'm just going to use Doing on this enemy and then just follow up with, yeah. Yeah, 1 EXP was gained. Level 2, good. This Mr. Saturn is only a temporary party member. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but we get a way more competent Mr. Saturn as a party member. Like way more competent. So coming up here, there's going to be a fight with like a Sheriff Gem Bloom and his 2 little ninja gem blooms, and he says, "Yours? No, this meteor is my treasure, mine and mine alone." So we can't actually defeat this guy. So what we have to do is we have to set our defenses up. Yep, Sheriff Bloom blocked the way, and we have to just guard. Spin in circles, spin in circles. That's what you want them to do. When they charge you, it hurts. So, yeah. When they spin in circles, that's the RNG you want. Guard. It's like we're not even taking any damage when we guard. So, defend. And then, yeah, an alien emerged from the fallen meteor. Gunfire, and then as you can tell in the background, it's Giegue, and yeah, Giegue is going to just, yeah, he is going to just wreck these enemies with his inexplicable jolt. We're not even taking any damage, and yeah, I'm gonna do like 200 or 300 damage, so like, yeah, that guy does like 300 damage plus to these enemies. And we're just sitting here defending. Getting as much damage as we can, and yep, gunfire, inexplicable jolt. Yeah, we just need to keep defending, basically. But back to the story. Giegue was already like traumatized by the fact that like he had to put Maria in this state of like. She's dead technically, but she's technically still alive, but just not a lot of people will remember her, and that's actually like the main base of operations in the first game is Magic Hand. but the game is grind heavy. And she needs to remember the 8 melodies, and you find these 8 melodies. One's in a canary, one's in a cactus with a face, one's in a piano and like this ghostly haunted house. One is given to you by a robot that your great grandfather George created for you. Another one is gotten from George himself, and they're just in a bunch of random places. Anyway, a voice spoke directly into Elenovar's mind. It is not your time yet. It is not yet your time. In exchange for returning you to life to your body, I entrust you with my mission. Are you willing to take it? If you say no, nothing will happen. But if you say yes again when the voice says, "Are you sure?" He'll just say, "Then I'm just gonna leave you here to rot." So you have to say yes. I am being sought out by the very creature which just attacked you. His name is Giegue, but in the far future it is Gygas, and in that future all is devastation. You must keep Giegue from finding my physical form. I have split myself into 4 pieces and hidden them in special locations. You must gather them before Giegue. If you do not, I fear for what may result. Many worlds may be destroyed. So, let me give me something to drink. You are not alone in this quest. When you awaken, you will meet with your first of 3 allies. To help you along your way, I now bestow upon you a gift. And it is a great gift. Elenovar discovered Psi. Elenovar discovered the power of Psi Alpha. Elenovar discovered the power of PK Freeze Alpha. To succeed, above all, 3 things are of the utmost importance: wisdom, courage, and friendship. Keep them in mind, and you can surely protect my knowledge from falling into the wrong hands. Elenovar, I wish you luck. So yeah. Now that we've been revived, we get warped to Australia, which is a pretty big, it's not big but per se, but it's like our first little city we get into. It says, "Welcome, Australia, doing many problem now and gloomy." So before we actually do anything, just going to go in this cave here and get this present. Fuzzy frog, yay. That's supposed to be like the first, fuzzy frog you get. But before I go up that hill, I'm going to fight this Mr. Saturn, and this Mr. Saturn is Mr. Sicko, and he can burp, he can cause you to become nauseated, and we're just going to use PK Freeze on him. PK Freeze Alpha anyway, yeah, just get rid of this guy. He can cause numbness to you, 70 XP found. The B is, I think, is bucks, $8. That fight, incredible, I must say. You may be just what Australia needs. I am Colonel Saturn. Zoom, if you would have an old soldier like me follow you for a while, I would like to recruit you to help me clear out the old lake tower. Zoom. About 2 weeks ago, a meteor slammed over my lake, and many of us went green. Green, Mr. Saturn, is mean like the rocks of Rock War 2. Together we will drive the enemy back. Doing. So we get our second party member. And Colonel Saturn joined. And let's look at our stats. So Elenovar's pretty balanced. And yeah, it's pretty balanced. But Mr. Saturn has just higher stats overall, and he's faster. It comes with a red bow, badges and ribbons, and rusty revolvers. He can attack twice with his attack command. And yeah, before I actually do anything, I'm gonna go up here. Wait, let me get this green gem bloom, because they're really good healing items at this point in the game. When we come up here, we'll actually be fighting the next enemy, but that's only in the next part. So if anybody liked this, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.